Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Dennis Prager Show. One of the most interesting guests I've had, and I've had many, but truly one of the most interesting is Kenneth Timmerman, who has served so many positions. I am beginning to think there's more than one Kenneth Timmerman. I'm interviewing one of them now, but it's impossible for one person to have led the life that this man has led, as you will hear in a moment, and a recollection of much of what has happened in the world in the last half century is just out, and the rest is history. Tales of hostages, arms dealers, dirty tricks, and spies. Kenneth Timmerman, welcome back to the Dennis Prager Show.
Thanks for having me on, Dennis. It's always a pleasure to be with you.
So how many of you are there?
Well, schizophrenic only gives you two, right? So I guess I must be multipolar, not bipolar or not schizophrenic, but it's true.
You spent time in a Beirut prison, is that correct?
I was kidnapped and held hostage in Beirut during a war in 1982, tortured, and came to Jesus and was reborn both spiritually and physically in a Beirut cellar.
I didn't know that part. That's fascinating. Why were you kidnapped and tortured?
When they were beating me, they called me Yahud and Jasus, and in Arabic that means Jew and spy. So they thought I was an Israeli spy. I was a kid. I was 28 years old, and at that point, living in Paris, I was, as most of the media there, I was pro-Palestinian. So I went there to report on the Palestinians from the Palestinian side. And what they do, they kidnapped me and held me hostage for 24 days.
Why would they kidnap a pro-Palestinian Western journalist?
It's what I learned to call Lebanese logic. There's no rationality. It's just what happens. The same way that I got out of that jail when they were taking people out from underground and out into the next blind alley and shooting them, there was no rationality. It was God's will. And I think it was something that tempered me. It was like tempering steel. It made me grow up. I was a 28-year-old spoiled left-wing pro-Palestinian philandering fellow traveler. And it turned me into a man. And it turned me into somebody who became very pro-American, conservative, a born-again Christian Zionist.
Wow. I did not know this part of your life.